All right, now we're going to try a couple more examples just to give some more practice. So let's first start off by having that axis of symmetry. And if you require, that is x equals the opposite of b, which is 2 over 2a, which gives me an axis of symmetry of 1. So I'm going to write x equals 1 over here and go ahead and sketch that line of symmetry in. Then I'm going to go ahead and put that in to get my vertex. And so when I put that in, I get 1 squared minus 2 times 1, which is 1 minus 2, which is negative 1, which means my vertex is at 1, negative 1. So I'll go ahead and plot that, 1, negative 1. And then I'm going to solve my quadratic, which, if you recall, I'm seeing here that I need to multiply to c, which is 0, add to negative 2. And the only way that I can do that is negative 2 times 0, because negative 2 plus 0 is negative 2. Therefore, making my equation 0 equals x minus 2 times x plus 0, which I can rewrite as 0 equals x times x minus 2, which means by the zero product property that either x equals 0 or x minus 2 equals 0, which means that one of my zeros is at 0, 0, and the other one is at 2, 0. So I'll go ahead and plot those. 0, 0, and 2, 0. And then y-intercept, I can see that for my y-intercept, that is going to be 0, 0, because it's already there. So what I am actually going to do, this is the one instance where you're going to have to do something a little different. I'm going to put in an xy table, and I'm just going to go out at this point here to negative 1, because I need to go out wider. And if I put in negative 1 into my original equation, negative 1 squared minus 2 times negative 1, and I get 1 plus 2, so I get 3. So negative 1, 3 is right here, and I'm going to mirror that, and that'll be here, and I get my parabola. Let's try one last example. This one I want you to see if you can do on your own, and then press play when you're done so you can check the work. All right, let's start off by finding that axis of symmetry. X equals the opposite of b, which in this case, if we have to rewrite this, this would be 0 equals x squared plus 0x minus 4. Opposite of b is 0 over 2 times 1, which is 0 over 2, so it's 0, which means my axis of symmetry is x equals 0, or the y-axis. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that in. I'm going to make the dotted line so I can remember that that's where we're at. So then I come back up here, and we're going to go ahead and find the vertex. So I'm going to put in 0 for x minus 4, and when I do that, I get negative 4. So that means my vertex is at 0, negative 4. So when I plot that right here, so I know already that my y-intercept is going to be at 0. And so therefore now I need to go ahead and solve. And if you recall, this is we need to multiply to negative 4 and add to 0, which means that we have negative 2 times 2, because negative 2 plus 2 is 0. That means that I've got 0 equal to x plus 2 times x minus 2, which means that x plus 2 equals 0, or x minus 2 equals 0, which means x equals negative 2 or 2. So negative 2, 0, and 2, 0. And so if we plot these, 2, 0, negative 2, 0. And I'm going to go ahead and pick some point. This is one case where, like I said, you aren't going to always have to make a t-table, but I'm going to just to make sure I've got this right. So I'm going to pick 1 and negative 1. And if I put 1 in, 1 squared is 1 minus 4 is negative 3. So I know that my point will be just 1 out from here. So I can make my parabola and be done. And what you need to do is complete these two, x squared minus 9 equals 0, and x squared plus 7x minus 7x plus 6 equals 0, and get them graphed and bring them to class with you tomorrow.